fellow diamond painting addicts, and welcome back to Diamond Painting Anonymous. I'm Daphne, and I'm here today for this week's WIP and Chat. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. WIP, WIP, stands for Work in Progress, and this is mine. You are welcome and encouraged to go grab whatever you are working on and work alongside while I chat. Or alternatively, you can treat this as a podcast and just listen while I chat. Today I'm going to be working on my Patriotic Camper. This is my second kit for our Diamond Paint Along this month for the Veterans Diamond Paint Along. So I've got my little USA camper here and I'm going to get started. So let me zoom into where I'm going to be working and I will be right back. All right, I've got my timer started. I've got my notes out here. I think I'm ready to go. So as you can see, I'm using my Forever Young trays for this kit. We'll see how this works out for me. I'll be reporting back when I get finished with this particular kit on how it went. I'm just really trying to take my time. I actually got out my square rulers to start this kit just to kind of give myself a good base, but like everybody pointed out, you then have to take it off, and then I have to get all those same colors out again and do them again, and I just figured it wasn't worth it. So, okay, so let me start with my life update. What's been going on in my regular life? It's been kind of a busy week, I guess. Not that we were doing a ton of things, but definitely, I don't know, maybe it just felt like a long week. I don't know. It feels like it's taking forever for Thanksgiving to get here. Everybody's having Black Friday sales all over the place, or Black Friday month sales. Everybody's already started their Black Friday sales, and it's not even Black Friday yet. So it's been kind of crazy around here. I have been spending some time on Amazon because I wanted to try and find, there's some personal care items that I just can't find here in Canada that I like to use. I have a particular shampoo that I like to use, and I can't find it here in Canada. To be fair, it was disappearing in the US too, and I was having trouble finding it, but I could usually order it on Amazon. They only have it on Amazon Canada sporadically. Last time we found it, I think we ordered like 4 bottles of it, but it's been a while, and so now those bottles are almost gone, and I'm not having any luck. I use Proactive Toner. Usually on the US Amazon, I can get on there and find some place that has it. Not so much here. They do carry it here in one of the local stores, but it's insanely expensive. So I try to find it on sale on Amazon when I can so that I can get it for cheaper. So I managed to find some of that, but no luck with the shampoo, so that's been kind of a bummer. I told my husband I actually had the thought of calling my sister or my daughter and being like, hey, could you send me some of this stuff? But shipping is crazy, so yeah, the shampoo, it's just shampoo, right? It's, I think it was like $15 or something for a bottle in the US. That same size bottle, the only one we could find on the Canadian Amazon was $50. Or there was somebody that had a case of 6 of them and they wanted $400 for them. And I just thought that's insane. And that's before any shipping or anything. So Lord knows how much that would have been. We did finally get a phone call for my youngest to go pick up his glasses. He had ordered some glasses when we went to the eye doctor last week. So those are in, and he now has new glasses, which look almost like his old ones, but they're in better shape. No more electrical tape to hold them together, so that's good. He brought them to me yesterday. I was like, Mom, my lenses aren't even. I said, what do you mean? Well, one of his lenses is thicker than the other, so they don't sit quite evenly because his eyes need different prescriptions. And I said, well, it's because your eyes aren't the same prescription and you don't have the same prescription in both eyes. And he's like, well, it's weird. I'm like, well, it's so you can see out of them. So I'm sorry if it's weird, but that's what your eyes need so that you can see properly. So hubby and I spent some time this morning cleaning the house. I'm in the middle of doing laundry. So it'll probably, the washer or dryer will probably beep while I'm trying to film because of course it will. So we did that. We need to go out and clean up the little dog park area where the dogs have been. They're starting to enjoy going outside, which is good, except sometimes they like to go outside without each other. so it's twice as many trips to the door, which is fine. I would rather they go outside than they have accidents in the house. But what else did we do this week? Oh, we all went and had our teeth cleaned. Youngest and I should be good. I'm still trying to figure out how all of this works here because the hygienist doesn't work at the dentist's office. So we go see the hygienist to get our teeth cleaned, but then when we need x-rays and the exam, we have to go to the dentist office. And I just realized when we went in for our teeth cleaning that we didn't set up appointments last time. Like my dentist in the States, before you left, they would have return appointments set for you. And I didn't even think about it this time, so I don't know how soon we're going to be able to get in again. It won't matter for the teeth cleaning, but everybody is so busy. We'll just try and get in. Hubby had his teeth cleaned, even though he hasn't had his done for a couple of years. And she found an abscess, which he says isn't bothering him. It comes and goes, but she's like, well, that means there's an infection in there, so you need to get it treated so the infection will go away. And then they'll have to see what else they can do. I've got a tooth that has a crown on it. It's been a crown since I was probably in my 20s. The crown has been replaced, so it's not like the original crown, but I guess I'm starting to get some bone loss back there. Yay, aging. So she wants me to keep an eye on it and see what's going to happen. She said there's too big of a gap where they put the crown on, so she thinks that food's getting trapped back there. So I'm just supposed to brush and floss really good and try and keep it as clean as I can, which I do that with all of my teeth, especially since I never know how long it's going to take to get in with one here. I mean, I'm assuming since we've seen them once already and they've done like the preliminary stuff, it won't be a big deal for my youngest and I to get back in. But we don't have any dental insurance yet, so, and we don't qualify for Canada's new dental benefits that they offer people who don't have insurance. And I was right, my dryer just beeped. Anyway, so hubby needs to take care of his abscess. I've got to keep an eye on my possible bone loss. And then my youngest comes out and she goes, his dental hygiene is perfect. And I'm like, don't tell him that. And she laughed because my husband said the exact same thing at the same time. Actually, what she said was, he's perfect. I was like, don't tell him that. Yes, I'm grateful that he has good dental hygiene. I wouldn't want anybody to suffer with my teeth, but don't tell someone in their 20s that they're perfect. That's just a recipe for disaster. So that was fun. Hubby worried the whole time we were gone because we put the dogs in the crate that they were going to attack each other and they'd be all have had fights and be all messed up when we got back. But he was wrong. They were fine. Although I think we're going to get rid of the gravel that we have out in our little dog area. Oscar has been coming in the last couple of days. He's got like a little cut on the inside of his foot. It's up in his toe pads, like he walked on something up in between them. So I think, I don't know if it's the gravel or if it's something else we missed out there. There shouldn't be anything out there because we really didn't spend any time out there this summer. I mean, we did some gardening, but that was up on the deck. And then yesterday or this morning, he came in and he's got a little scrape on the underside of one of his hips. It looks like he tried to jump over something, so I don't know what he was doing. There's really nothing to jump over out there. So I don't know what he did, but obviously we need to look at it and make sure it's not something that's going to keep hurting him. Hubby did call and get vet appointments set up, so we have those set up for a couple of weeks. This week, hubby is going to be taking in our cars to get the bottoms of them undercoated. This is a new thing for me. I don't know if this is something they do in northeastern states as well, but because there's so much snow and ice and salt, you have to get the underside of your car coated so that it doesn't basically rust out from the bottom. And since we bought our car, well, my husband's car in Kansas, we didn't need to do that. And obviously the one we bought here, we bought during well, I guess we bought it in the winter. It was February when we bought it, but it didn't come with the undercoating. We got the remote start for free, so we didn't get the undercoating included, but that's okay. No big deal. We'll take it and get it done. So both cars are going in for that this week. And then hopefully this next weekend, I'm going to have everybody over for our American Thanksgiving celebration. I need to call my daughter and see if she has plans. I don't know if she's going to be going to my sister's on actual Thanksgiving Thursday, or if they're doing it a different day, or if she's doing something with her friends on actual Thanksgiving Day. I need to call and find out. I want to do like a video call with her so I can spend some time just talking to her. I know we made a trip back in August, but I spent more time with my sister than I did her because she was having to go to work and do some training and things, so I don't really feel like I got to spend a ton of time with her. Hubby and I were also at the grocery store trying to figure out, we were buying our regular groceries, but I was also trying to get everything to make sure that I had everything for Thanksgiving dinner. Even if the in-laws and everybody don't end up coming over, we're still going to have a dinner, just the three of us. So I was trying to make sure that I had everything I needed. So I always make a chocolate pie because my son does not like pumpkin pie. I don't know where he gets that, but that's been a long-standing thing in our house for Thanksgiving, even when I was a kid. Maybe my dad didn't like pumpkin pie. I don't know, but my mom always made a chocolate pie too. Mentioning chocolate pie always makes all of us laugh, my siblings and I, because when my parents moved into a new house, after we all got married and moved out, my mom and dad built a new house. My dad designed it. Mom got pretty much whatever she wanted, except that at some point, Dad finally had to put his foot down and say, you can't keep making changes or this house is never going to get built. So they had bought a piece of land and they got the house built on it. But my mom, very traditional taste, that sort of thing. So lots of brass and dark, like cherry wood and that sort of thing. Very heavy furniture, if you know what I mean. For whatever reason, even though the woman had 3 kids and knew she'd be having grandkids, she put white carpet in this house. When the kids first got to see it, because they did a bunch of this, on their own without us, we knew they were building a house, but we weren't in on all the details. So after it got far enough along that they were working on the interior and they were putting things like carpet and blinds and all that kind of stuff in, because Mom had a lot of that stuff custom made for the house and all that stuff. She put white carpet in, and we're like, are you crazy? Anyway, fast forward to we were having a Christmas dinner there. Mom always went all out, and we would go to my mom's house on Christmas Eve, and the grandkids would open gifts, and aunts and uncles would have gifts and that sort of thing. And then it would just be our immediate families. So me, my husband, kids at our house on Christmas morning, but Christmas Eve we would be at Mom's house and the kids would have grandma presents and grandpa presents to open. So we were downstairs because that's where the tree was and there was the most room down there. Even though there was a living room upstairs, there just wasn't as much space as there was downstairs because it was me, my siblings, all of our families and spouses, one of my uncles, my grandmother, my mom's mom, and my dad. So quite a few people. So we were downstairs, and Mom had the bright idea to take a card table down there and set it up down there so that we could have dessert down there because we'd eaten. And then, of course, the kids wanted to open presents. So we go downstairs to open presents. Mom takes a card table down there and all the pies. So we have pumpkin pie and whipped cream, and my uncle always wanted a mincemeat pie, which she made just for him. Nobody else ate it. And then a chocolate pie. And my dad always ate the chocolate pie. I don't know why I never realized that till now, but that's what he ate. Anyway, my dad went to pick up the chocolate pie and he didn't get his hand all the way underneath it, and it flipped upside down onto the carpet. It's like there's no saving it. It's chocolate pudding pie, graham cracker crust, whipped cream on top, and just bloop, upside down onto the white carpet. Nobody said a word. Even my uncle and my grandma didn't say anything. And my dad looked at my mom, and you could tell he was about to blow a gasket. My mom just went into the bathroom, got some towels, started cleaning it up. Nobody said anything. We all helped clean it up. And then we just got back to, okay, let's open presents after it was cleaned. Because Mom had a steam cleaner So we literally used that and just kind of cleaned it as best we could right then and said, let's finish opening gifts and then, we'll clean it again after we're all done down here. So nobody got chocolate pie that year, but my sister and my brother and I talk about it all the time because we're all of us afterwards, we're like, what was your first thought? And we were all at the same time, thank goodness it wasn't me. Because if it had been one of us who had dropped the chocolate pie onto the white carpet, whew, that would have not been pretty. But because it was Dad, neither of them could say anything because Dad did it. So, isn't it funny the things you remember? I don't remember what I got for Christmas that year, but I remember Dad dropping the pie on the floor. Anyway, so hubby and I were at the grocery store, and I'm trying to make sure that I've got everything, and we have these frozen rolls, Rhodes rolls that we like to make. They're so good. They're frozen, and you just let them thaw out a little bit and rise, and then you cook them in the oven. And they're so good. They're just such good rolls. Apparently, they don't exist here in where I am in Canada because we can't find them anywhere. We couldn't even really find any frozen rolls at all. We found frozen garlic bread, but that was pretty much it. So I guess I'm just going to go buy like some Hawaiian rolls or something. Or maybe I'll buy some like bakery fresh rolls. I didn't want to get any of those already because we won't be eating until next week, but disappointed that we couldn't find the Rhodes rolls. Guess I'm going to have to learn how to make rolls myself. Me making bread could be a scary thing. And after me just telling you guys yesterday that we didn't have any snow and none in the forecast, it snowed last night. So the dogs got up to it did not stay long. It's already all melted. It was warm enough today. It all pretty much melted off. There's a little bit left here and there where it was in the shade, but it's not on the roads or anything anymore. And we weren't even supposed to get any according to the weather, but they had fun going out and nosing around in it. I don't know if it's the first time they've seen snow, but they were happy to go out and snuffle around in it. And I think they're getting used to each other. We've had them 2 weeks already, which seems crazy to say because it doesn't seem like we've had them that long already, but we have. We need to get them into the groomers because, especially Oscar, is shedding really bad. I've been trying to brush him, but even that doesn't always work. I'm trying to decide what letter I want to do next or what symbol I want to do next. I think I told you guys I went out and did some Christmas shopping, and I was getting ready to break some boxes down, some things that have come in Amazon boxes. And I was like, oh yeah, why am I breaking this down? I can use this to wrap gifts in. I think I have some wrapping paper from last year, but I don't know where I put it. Oh, I bet it's down in the basement with all my other Christmas decorations. Hubby and I did go buy a tree several weeks ago. They were having a sale at Canadian Tire, so we went and picked one up. But now I don't know where to put it because the spot where was gonna put it, hubby has put the dog crate. We did have the dog crate upstairs with us, but it was such a pain to get them out in the morning. Like they're clearly not used to stairs, so they didn't want to come down the stairs in the morning, and we were literally like having to almost crawl into the cage to get them out. So hubby's like, no, let's move the crate downstairs and see how they do. And they've been doing better. We leave it open. Sable will go in there and sleep to get away from Oscar when he's being obnoxious. They come right out in the morning when it's time to get up and go outside, but that was my spot for my Christmas tree, and I really don't have anywhere else to put it. Our living room is such a weird, it's like a weird L shape. It's like an upside down L. We can't really move the couch anywhere different because then we'd have to move the TV, and if we move the TV, there wouldn't be any room for the recliner. And I don't want to move the recliner anywhere because I told my son he actually comes out sometimes and watches TV with us, like if hubby's watching football or something. And I actually get to see his face, so I don't want to move the recliner so that he doesn't have some place to sit. I mean, he could sit on the couch with us, but now that the dogs are here, they take up a lot of room. Although, still gotta say, guys, I absolutely love that couch. I have taken so many naps on that thing. It's like you lay down and it just makes you sleepy and it's so comfy. So, except for the annoying part where it keeps unraveling, where they didn't put the seam together correctly, it's been a really good couch. So, I got some stuff on Amazon that I'm going to be sending to my sister for my daughter to open. And then I'm going to I buy my sister a Christmas ornament every year. I'm going to send her that. And my nephew's gifts, I'm sending those to my daughter so that my sister can't give them to my nephew early. She shouldn't for Christmas, but I know she gave them to him early when I did that with his birthday presents. And I would like him to wait and actually open them on Christmas. So, I mean, he sent me a list. It's not like he is going to be surprised about any of it, but I'd still like him to wait until actual Christmas to open it. Christmas last year, because we had just moved here, was very understated, I guess. We went up to the in-laws and we did a gift exchange up there and all of that, but we're all old, frankly, so it just isn't quite the same as having little kids around. Not that my nephew's a little kid, but he just turned 20, I think. I always forget how old he is. All right, which one do I want to do now? I think I'm going to do pound sign here, or the hashtag for those of you who aren't as old as I am and don't remember that's what it's called. I wonder why the pound sign was even on the telephone in the first place. I know it used to be something that I would use when it would be like, enter this number and followed by the pound key. But like, why did it originally make it onto the phone? What was its original purpose? I should look that up. I always enjoy knowing weird, useless trivia facts like that. They come in handy during games and such. I was talking to someone the other day and asking them if they played games, like board games or card games. No, not really. Well, what do you do in your spare time? They go to the gym and they scroll on social media. And I'm like, well, okay, I guess the gym is good. Spending all my free time scrolling on social media does not sound like fun, honestly. I am rarely on social media except for the Facebook group so I can see all the pretty pictures you guys are posting. So Facebook and Instagram I don't even do that much anymore. I liked Instagram better than Facebook just because it was a lot of pictures. So I could just see people's cute diamond paintings and I didn't have to, I could just scroll through and look at the pretty pictures. It seems like 90% of my feed on Instagram is ads anymore. Anyway, what else was I going to tell you guys? Oh, I remember what I was going to tell you. I think I told you guys I bought this leaf blowing game. I saw it on another YouTuber that I watch. He actually does a lot of like book content, but he also reviews a lot of like indie type games and that sort of stuff. And he's the one that pointed out that leaf blowing game. And it didn't take very long to play it. The game only cost like $5 and I finished it super quickly. But he was playing a couple of other games that I saw with what he calls cozy games. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but these games look fun. One is called Whisper of the Town or something like that. Whisper something. Whisper something town. Whisper of the town. Whisper on the town. Something like that. But basically, you go around and help people. You clean up. There's some mystery going on. You talk to the newspaper guy about the mystery. But you clean up and help people organize like their houses and businesses. And it's like super low stress. There's no, at least as far as I know so far, no time limit on stuff. Today I was playing it and I got stuck, so I got to go back to a previous save because I'm supposed to go to this guy's hospital room and pack up all of his stuff so he can take it back to his house. And there's certain items I'm supposed to pack up. Well, I've packed up everything I can see in this house, in this room, and it keeps telling me I'm missing an item. So now I have to go back and literally unpack all of the boxes and see where I missed something and what it is. So, yeah, not super fun. But that's the only thing. It's because I missed that one item. Everything else has been kind of pretty much easy and it's entertaining. So hubby got me that one for Christmas. So I've been playing that one early because he bought it on Steam. And that one I can play on Mac, so I can play on his laptop. The other one was Tiny Bookshop. I don't know if any of you guys have played it. The same guy recommended it. You have like a little car and you pull like a little bookshop, tiny shop behind you, and you get to fill it with the kinds of books you think people will like. And it actually has real book titles and it tells you what they're about. So he stopped several times during filming his game and he was like, wait, what is this book? This book sounds interesting. Let me write it down because he was going to go look it up and see if he could find it so that he could read it. That one I played the demo of, but the demo was fun. So hubby got that one for me as well. And that one I can play on the Mac as well. And then Steam was having a sale, which was what started this whole thing. They were having a sale on their power washing games. And after playing the fall game, the leaf game where I was picking up all the leaves, I'm like, you know what? I think I actually would like the power washing game. My son tells me I should also get the mowing game because it's basically the same thing, just you're using a mower instead of a power washer. But I like cleaning things. When I get stressed, I clean things. Like I clean things around my own house. So I was like, there's a game I can play. I made my husband get the demo of the power wash game first so that I could see if I would for sure like it. And I did. So they were having a Black Friday sale like Monday this week, so way before Black Friday, but having a Black Friday sale, and he got me the original game and like 2 or 3 add-ons for like 20 bucks or something. The only downside to that one is you can only play it on a Windows machine, which he has an old laptop that his mom gave him that she doesn't use anymore. She bought a newer one. So he got it running again. We tested out the demo on it and it works pretty good. So I should be able to play the power washing game on that. And then if I like the power washing game enough, maybe I will buy the mowing one. I'm not usually a really big gamer just because I don't like games usually to me are stressful. Like especially the action type games, you're trying to shoot somebody or you got to get here the fastest or you got to drive this car or yeah, I don't like time things. These cozy games where I can just take my time and have fun while I'm playing and relax. Those are the kind of games I want to play. So I suppose I shouldn't say anything about my nephew opening his early because I'm playing my games early, but just the one. I haven't played the bookshop one yet and I haven't played the power washing one yet. I did already pick up some stuff for my youngest for Christmas, even though he didn't give me any ideas. I was talking with the hygienist about that, and she was giving me some ideas of some good places to go for some good deals. I just really haven't gotten out and shopped a whole bunch of places. Grocery stores. I think we've been to every grocery store in a 50-mile radius, but I haven't been to like a lot of clothing stores. We've been to the mall a couple of times, but think we ever really bought anything. Oh, I bought some candles. I take that back. I bought some candles at a store there once. All right, how long have I been blathering about? Oh, goodness, a while. Okay. See, this is what I mean. I like taking my time and just enjoying the process of what I'm doing here. My lighting isn't the greatest for me. I think it's set up pretty well for you guys, but like I'm getting a little bit of a glare, so sometimes it's like, what symbol is that? Anyway, okay, so let's move on with my diamond painting life since I told you all about my regular life. So, diamond painting life, what's been going on? Well, if you saw yesterday's video, and if you didn't, go check it out. I finished my Autumn Sun, which was my Dreamer Designs, and that was one of my Stay or Go kits that I wasn't really sure about keeping because it had so many oranges and yellows, and oranges is just not, it's my least favorite color. But I really liked the image, and after I opened it, everybody pretty much was like, no, you should keep this one. It's not that bad. And I have to say, I actually really enjoyed the process. There was a lot of orange, not gonna lie, but it was different shades of orange, so it wasn't like just one shade of orange the whole way through. And there were lots of other colors. I really, really liked the teal blues and the dark blues that were in it. And I like that it had the sunflowers because that's my state flower from Kansas. I just enjoyed it a lot more than I was expecting that I would. So I'm glad I decided to keep that one. So that means I have one more Stay or Go kit finished, so I can count that towards my goal. So I only need to finish one more Stay or Go kit, and then that goal will be met. Because so far, the only goal that I've really met is the Spangler. I finished all 4 of my Spanglers. And I have been working on my diamond painting goals for next year and trying to break them down. First, I did kind of the overall goals for the year. And then I broke them down. Okay, well, if I want to do this goal for the year, let's break it down by quarter. How much do I have to do each quarter to stay on track? And then I'm going to break it down by month. How much do I have to do each month to stay on track? I don't think I'm going to break it down much more than that. I don't know if breaking it down into weeks would be helpful, but I am going to try and be better about scheduling my videos and stuff. I've just gotten really out of the habit. When I first started the channel, there were weeks where I would film 5 or 6 videos and I would have like 2 weeks worth of content. So I had time to then just concentrate on like finishing a diamond painting. Because that's one of the things about this hobby is that it's time consuming. So if you are someone like me who's also making content, it's difficult because you have to have the time in between to actually work on things, right? And sometimes things just don't go as fast as you think they're going to. Life gets in the way, things come up, plans change. So it can be really difficult. And while I don't understand, somebody made a comment, I don't know, last month sometime, that there was a YouTube diamond painting creator who had admitted that they don't actually really diamond paint anymore. They have somebody else do the diamond paintings. So they have, I guess, a finished diamond painting to show. And while I get that intellectually because it is so time consuming, as someone who enjoys diamond painting, I'm like, why? Why would you do that? Like, if you're burnt out on it or whatever, why are you doing this? And I guess maybe if that's their only source of income. Somebody else commented that this was way too small of a demographic to, or way too small of a hobby to, for somebody to make money. And for someone to make like a full-time income, yeah, I don't think that's feasible for most people unless you have some kind of a sweetheart deal with one of the big companies who makes diamond paintings. But you certainly can make some money. And for some of us, that's all that we need, right? Just pocket money so that we can buy maybe some extra things that we wouldn't normally have money for, or you can splurge a little on Christmas gifts that you wouldn't normally get, that sort of thing. I mean, I don't think anybody is getting rich off of this, but who knows? It's not like you know how much money other people are making on YouTube, right? I doubt most people are telling anybody how much money they're making anyway, so. But yeah, I did think it was weird. It's kind of like being like, oh, I don't like cross stitching anymore. I'm going to pay somebody else to do my cross stitch projects. I mean, again, I guess if that's your job, that's turned into your job, I think I would branch out and do something different though. I feel like if you're not actually doing it, how invested can you be in like new stuff that comes out or trying out new products or whatever? I mean, sure, you know the basics, but, and I shouldn't say anything. I guess I'm really bad about staying up with the trends and everything. I used to try everything as soon as it came out, but I've been doing this for long enough now that there are certain things that I know when I see them, yeah, that's not going to work for me, so why bother spending my money on it? I mean, some of it I used to buy because I could share it on the channel, and I'm still doing some of that, but not nearly as much as I used to. And also, I'm just not, because I'm trying to get my stash down, I'm not spending as much on diamond paintings or on accessories. Like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I tend to use the same 2 or 3 pins over and over and over. Even though I have more pins than that, I don't typically go to my pens and search around because I have a single tip on one end and then I have a multi-placer on the other end. My round ones, my round pin is my everlasting tip because that one works better for rounds for me. My square drills that I do, I use my Diamond Art Club one because the Diamond Art Club tip works better for squares for me than the everlasting tip. But that's just me. Somebody else may have a completely different experience. That's why I always say everybody works differently. So when I show you guys things, I try to make sure that I'm not presenting it as something that is necessarily a must-have for everyone. Might be a must-have for me, won't necessarily be a must-have for you. Because I'm one of those rebel diamond painters who, like, I don't use a light pad. I don't like them, which most people don't understand how I can diamond paint without a light pad, but I assure you I can. It actually hurts my eyes worse. My eyes get super fatigued and I can't diamond paint for very long if I use a light pad. I like to multi-place. A lot of people only want a single place. Whatever floats your boat. I'm pretty much single placing here right now, but it's because I'm much more fussier with squares. I'm trying to make sure I get that good base to start off of. And this is an older Diamond Art Club kit, so it's going to be a little bit gappier. It's not going to fit together as nicely and neatly as some of the newer kits would. That's okay. It's still going to be a good kit, and I've never actually done anything by this particular artist before, so... Anyway, so I'm working on Patriotic Camper, and then after I finish this one, which probably will be into December, but we'll see, then I'm going to start working on the snowman one that I opened. Then after that, I plan to work on the toy shop one. I have to confess, I did actually go out and buy some new stuff. I have a bunch of points with Diamond Art Club, and I haven't really seen anything that's come out lately that I was like, oh, I have to have that. But I also don't pay a lot of attention because I've been trying to work on getting my stash down. But I'm going to be using points to take away some of the cost so I can buy some new kits. And I've got my eye on, they just came out with a bunch of new fairy dust drills. I think the ones they just came out with were like for flesh tones and things, but there are some other ones in there that I'm going to order because Diamond Art Club promises that all import duties and fees and taxes and tariffs and whatever will be paid. It's all included in the price, so we'll see how that works out. But I really haven't bought a lot from them this year, so my diamond status is basically going to be gone at the end of this year because there's no way I'm going to spend enough by the end of the year to get it back. I'm going to order some stuff with some points off and use up those points, and then we'll see on Black Friday, even though they're already having their sale. Like, I got a text message, I think, Friday night, get some of these sales early, which honestly, when I was buying a ton of kits, that was a big deal to me that I got on there early before everyone else. Now it isn't. I just, honestly, when I buy things anymore, I only look at the stuff that's in stock. If I have to wait for it to ship from somewhere, I don't want it. I've done that too many times and gotten burned where it just takes forever and a day to come in, so I don't do that anymore. But I'm going to order some stuff, which means I really need to get my behind in gear and get some of these done, because I would like to get more than that done, more than just those 3 kits done before the end of the year. But we'll see. Who knows? Depends on how much time I have to diamond paint. And with the holidays coming up and stuff that we're going to be doing, I could have more, I could have less. Who knows? Probably less, just because dealing with the dogs takes more time and energy. Although hubby and I were just discussing that it doesn't feel like we've had them for as long. It feels like they've been here always, even though that's not true. I want to get them. We're still working on the housebreaking, but we're coming up on the magical 3rd week, so I'm hoping maybe by then it will have stuck and we can let them out of the cage or leave the cage of the door open at night without having to worry about them leaving surprises around the house. And then we could move the cage back upstairs and I can put my Christmas tree where I want to. I gotta be planning ahead. Okay, so... Oh, also, I did actually buy some diamond painting stuff. I came across something while I was actually out shopping for Christmas presents. And I thought, that looks really interesting. So I'm going to get it. Well, it was on Amazon. So I put it in my cart. I had 3 things in my cart. And they're like, okay, well, you can order this, but if you order this, there's going to be import fees charged. And I was like, well, so it had like a little learn more thing. So I clicked on the learn more thing and it says, if you order something and it's more than $40, and it didn't specify US or Canadian, so I'm assuming it was Canadian, $40 Canadian. But if you order more than $40, then they had to collect import fees or import duties or whatever they called it. But it mentioned in the little learn more that if your items were under $40, then everything was exempt. So I was like, you know what? We get free shipping anyway because we're Prime members. Also, no, we're Prime members in Canada now. It's cheaper than the US Prime, but you don't get 2-day shipping. That's not a guarantee here, at least where I am. Maybe it is other places in Canada, but not here. So we don't have to pay for shipping, but it just gets here when it gets here. Anyway, I just ordered it in three batches. So I was ordering 3 things. One was my toner, so I put that in a separate one. And then these 2 other items, which are diamond painting related, I put separate orders in for both of them. So I didn't have to pay any extra import fees or anything. It was just the cost of the item. They didn't charge me shipping, nothing. But then when they arrived, because they got here yesterday, they're in the same package. So clearly I don't understand the rules. Like I've got to order them in two separate orders, but then Amazon can somehow combine them and that means they don't have to pay. Yeah, I don't get it. It's nuts. Oh, also, hubby came across an ad. He gets ads all the time. He gets ads all the time for diamond painting stuff, and he saw an ad for this thing. It's called Oh My Dots. Have you guys seen this? If I remember to take a screenshot, I'll throw a screenshot up on the film screen, whatever. My brain isn't working. Anyway, basically, it's this website, and they sell you a canvas, two black pens that come with it. And basically, they have taken an image and turned it into a series of variously shaped dots. So the size of the dot that you color in with your black pen, when you step back from it, changes the shading and everything. So it makes a picture. And they had all different kinds of things. They had animals and landscapes. They had some just like sort of pattern type stuff, almost like mandalas. And then they had some like original, not original, aboriginal, like the dot art that they do a lot in Australia. And I thought, well, that sounds kind of fun. But I'm always like, well, how much does it cost? Well, they were having a Black Friday sale, so everything was 50% off. Okay, so I go in and look, and you can get customs done too. So, like, if you want to send them your photo, they'll turn your photo into the little canvas. Then you color it in, and you have like a black and white picture of your photo. But the prices are just crazy to me. So, a 30 by 40 canvas was 30 bucks, which I didn't think was terrible. Also, that's Canadian, so it's less than that American. But that's with 50% off. So a 30 by 40 canvas is 60 bucks, and that's just the canvas and the two pens. You don't get anything else. They do have upgrades you can buy where it comes like stretched on a frame, or I think the third step up is that it comes in a frame, or they send you the frame with it so you can frame it when you're done. I can't remember. But I just thought, wow, and I already have like a set of those microfine pens because I used to actually draw mandalas on paper before I started using my iPad for that. I have Procreate on my iPad, so I use that for a lot of my drawing stuff because it's easier. So, yeah, leave me a comment down below and let me know, have you heard of this? Has anybody tried it? Is it worth paying full price? Should I wait for a sale and try it out? I mean, I like the concept of it and filling in all the little dots, kind of a mindless activity, but then at the end of it, you have a pretty picture. That seemed nice. And I think for one of the things that always bothers me about this hobby is the plastic waste, because there's always just, I mean, it's unavoidable. So a project like that wouldn't necessarily have all of that. You just have your canvas, right? And then your ink. I don't know what the canvas is made of. If the canvas is, I'm assuming it's some sort of fabric or paper, which means it should be biodegradable as well. But yeah, curious to know if any of you have seen it, used it, what you thought of it, if you've done one. I was going to order one just to try it out and then share it with you guys, but then I found out the prices and I was like, I don't know if I want to spend that much money on something just to see if I like it. So last WIP and chat, I was talking about being hesitant to buy from Dreamer Designs because everybody says their squares have gotten better, but the rounds have kind of gotten worse. And I always really love their rounds. Like the Autumn Sun that I just finished was a round from Dreamer Designs, but it's one from like 2021. So I was out looking at kits because they've been having Black Friday sales too. And I was out looking at kits going, do I want to buy anything from them? I mean, I've had a couple of kits from them on my wish list, but I just didn't know if I wanted to get them or not because I don't want to have the really really gappy squares, but I really love their rounds and now people are like, well, their rounds aren't as good as they used to be. Has that been your guys' experience? Someone left a comment that they had just completed one of the newer rounds and there was some kind of coating on the drills that like it makes your putty and your glue not stick. And I had that same issue with some of the art dot kits. It's like there's almost some like I think it's some kind of anti-static coating that they put on the drills to keep the drills from having static, which I can appreciate, but it just makes it really hard to pick up the drills, it makes everything dirty really fast because the dust collects in the putty and the wax and the glue dots. And this person commented that I guess she had contacted whatever company it was. I guess Dreamer Designs, but maybe somebody else. I can't remember who she said now. But that they had told her to wash the drills to get the residue off. Well, okay, I'm sure that does work, but on a kit where I have like 60 plus colors, I'm not washing all, because you have to wash all the colors separately, obviously. I'm not doing that. So I would just be avoiding those kits, which would be, I would think, frustrating because you paid good money for those. I mean, I'd rather deal with the gapping and everything than have to worry about, I gotta try and wash my drills off so that I can use them. That sounds like absolutely zero fun. So now I'm not sure if I want to buy anything from Dreamer Designs right now because if their rounds are not great or if they've got some weird film on them and the squares, well, they've said the squares are okay, but do this have the squares has anybody had any issue with the squares, the newer, tighter gridded squares having this dust or whatever it is on it on the drills? Because I definitely don't want to get stuck with that. So I don't know if I'm going to buy anything from Dreamer Designs, which is a shame because they have some kits that I would like. And I have points with them too that I could use. So I could get some stuff. My plan was to use some of my points and get some stuff fairly inexpensively. And then I'd have some newer kits to work on because who doesn't want newer kits to work on? I don't know if I'm going to end up buying anything for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Oraloa has some really cute mini kits. They started doing mini kits and they had a couple of cute ones that I was thinking about, but I didn't really see any in stock kits of theirs besides the mini ones that I had to have, so I don't know if I'll buy from them either. I want to try out a couple of new to me places, but they're all smaller shops, and so I don't know if it's going to be like if it makes any sense for me to try and buy from them if shipping's going to be insane. Has anybody, who did I hear? Somebody told me about Mystical something or other. Has anybody tried them? Also, Fallon Gems. I have a whole bunch of them that have been on my list for a long time. Any Canadian ones as well, but I don't mind buying from small shops in the US either, as long as it's not going to break the bank for shipping. I know supposedly Jada Gem Shop and I thought Bella Art had figured out ways for it to be less expensive for shipping for people overseas. I need to go look at Bella. I forgot to look at them, and I think they just had some new releases. So maybe they would have something I'd be interested in buying. But I haven't bought anything for so long. I always feel like when I go there, I have to look at everything. And then I sit there for like 2 hours scrolling through all of these, and I'm like, I don't see any of these that I like. Because I'm very much, I just scroll through the images and I scroll pretty quickly because if something catches my eye that I want to stop and go back and look at, then I'm like, okay, so that's one I might be interested in. Because not that there's not a lot of cute diamond paintings, but just a lot of them are just not things that I'm interested in. So I don't even know what I've missed over the last 6 to 8 months when I haven't bought anything. Maybe I should go do that before all the Black Friday sales drop. So that way I know I only have to look at the new stuff to see if I want to buy anything. Or go look at the sales. I do that a lot too when I go look at diamond paintings. I'll go look and see what they have on sale because sometimes you can get some pretty neat kits for not a lot of money because they're just trying to get rid of the stock, which is kind of crazy. And I'm tired. This has been a race weekend, but it's a night race because they're racing in Vegas for Formula One, which means that because we're 3 hours ahead of Vegas, that the race doesn't come on for us until midnight. It doesn't even start until midnight. So we were up late Friday night, Saturday night, and Thursday night, because Thursday night was football, and then they were having practice, racing practice after the football. So hopefully I'll get caught up with my sleep. Maybe I'll nap later today. I'll have a nap in the afternoon. We've been talking about going up to the mother-in-law's and taking the dogs with us so that my brother-in-law's dog, his big St. Bernard, can meet the new puppies. Well, they're not really puppies. Sable isn't a puppy, Oscar is. But Oscar's also usually the one getting in trouble. He's the one that, if it's quiet, you have to worry. If Sable's quiet, she's usually just sleeping. If Oscar's quiet, he's either sleeping or he's into something. It's like having kids in the house again. We have a gate for the stairs, and we put up a little divider where all of my filming and diamond painting stuff is, just to kind of keep them out of here. It doesn't really work that great because they can both jump over it. Sable's tall enough she could probably just step over it, honestly. She hasn't come in here. Oscar, on the other hand, jumps over it every chance he gets when he thinks we're not looking. And there's nothing in here for him. We don't have anything on the floor or anything like that that he would be interested in. He's just nosy. Okay, I think if I finish these E's, that finishes up everything except S's in this section. So then when I go to fill in the S's, I can just do that really quickly because that's all that's left. Okay, is that everything that I wanted to tell you? I think so. So I made a little bit of progress here. You can see these are the bottom legs of one of the chairs. And then we've got some grass down here, so I'll finish filling that in. And then I can move on to another section. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this done by the end of November. What is today? Today's the 23rd, so I have 7 days left. Yeah, I probably am not going to finish in a week, but maybe. If not, hopefully I'll finish it the first week of December because I really would like to work on the snowman and also the toy shop. The snowman is round, so it'll go pretty quick, but I'd like to start working on the toy shop one because I think that one's going to be fun, especially with all the ABs that I've picked out to use in it. So that's it for me today, guys. Thanks so much for sticking around till the end of the video. Sorry I rambled for so long today, but some days I just got a lot to say. Before you leave, don't forget to do all the things. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that bell notification icon so that you can be informed of future uploads. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Cue pups. Sable. Look at him being so cute.